what to do with my hands.
Still reminds me of Fortnite. I don't know if you guys ever played it or not, but
yeah, I play all the time.
Oh,
terrible at it.
Yeah, it's tough.
I used to be like mediocre at it,
Dude, Stell always
when
wins.
it first came out, and then everyone got insanely good, and then I was just
Dude, Stell always wins, but all he does is just drive around and avoid the storm. And then he's like, Dad, I got like 5th. I'm like, how many kills?
He's a rat. He's a rat. He's
What, he just hides?
Yeah, yeah.
He just runs around, like collects all the stuff and like.
And
then
then
just
tell him to get
listen.
tell him to get a 20 kill dub. And talk to
Yeah,
him.
he gets like 5 or 6, and then he's like,
That's
he
pretty
does,
good,
He does pretty well.
That is pretty good.
But it's just funny. He just drives around all the time, listen to music in his truck. So yeah, it's funny.
Let's
a chill guy.
He's a chill guy, and then he just defends himself when he has to
Boom.
and avoids the storm.
Now I want to play. I'm going to go home and play.
Yeah.
All right, welcome inside the U. Guys, if you are new here, each week we are bringing discussions and updates around the Ultimate Adult Hockey League. I'm Larry, also known as Michael this week.
Yes, look at him.
Apparently, because I shaved my face.
He's so clean.
It is
Got a
Michael.
little shadow going
They
on.
probably thought we had a guest star on.
Yeah.
It's him.
He is Michael.
All right. I'm Larry, joined by the UHL Commissioner, Steve, and U Charities President, Jerry.
What's up?
Hi, Jerry.
Hi.
Hi, Steve. All right, this week we are back again recapping Week 12. Week 12 just passed.
Oh my God.
How about that?
Yeah, it did.
It's over.
All right, we're going to go over some key dates. We got some key dates coming up. We have the playoff picture, which is almost locked and loaded. And then we have a special announcement, plus much more. First, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe here and on all socials with @UAHL Hockey. Share the show if you can to help grow the league. By subscribing, you will get notifications to cool videos like the recent ones that we've had come out. You'll be the first to know about special announcements like we have coming up soon.
Exciting.
Special.
All right.
Special.
Man, dude.
If you guys, in case you guys forgot, we had an All-Star game. Was that? When was
snap,
that?
I forgot
Was
about
that last Saturday?
Yeah.
Boom! Last Saturday. Let us discuss. If you haven't already, the gallery is updated. You can check that out with all of the photos, and then we'll have a cool video recap coming out for that. But it was a good game. My team won.
Wait, is it really your team, though?
Yeah, because I picked the color and
It's
the
just-
logo.
The name, yeah, the name basically.
Yeah,
But you were declaring it your team since the beginning. So
I declared it my team.
Yeah.
congratulations.
We had Luke was on Mountaineers, right?
Yeah.
And then Halk was on the other team. So
Tundra.
I had teammates on both sides. So
Nice. Do you want to actually
gonna choose the
recap
Mountaineers as my team, is
the
what I'm
game
saying.
itself?
yes, please.
Mountaineers took on the Tundra.
Boom.
Mountaineers jumped out to an early 3-0 lead. Goals from All-Stars Colin Davis, Bobby Strauss, and Luke Viola.
Yeah.
There he is.
And then the Tundra came tumbling back.
Tundran back.
Tundran back. We were kind of,
Is that a typo?
I thought it was kind of one-sided for a while.
It was.
Then Joe Hauk, Ed Viola, Phil Horner, and Joe Hauk again.
Yeah.
Took a 4-3 lead.
And it was one-sided for the Tundra for a little bit.
It was. It went back and forth. One-sided for Mountaineers, and then middle of the game, Tundra.
Great back and forth.
End of the game, back to the Mountaineers where they just kind of took over.
We had that goalie switch in the middle of the game, which has got to be tough, man. Coming into the middle of the game, and it's like,
Yeah, when
you know,
everybody's
the best
firing
players
on all cylinders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like just been sitting there
Just for a game
on
and
the
a
bench
Yeah.
for half
For
of a game.
Yeah. Period and a half. Yeah.
Shout out to all of our goalies, but Nate was cooking, dude. Let's go. Cooking early.
Hawks goalies, man.
Yeah,
He was good.
We got a good goalie system here.
Yeah, we're the goalie factory.
Dude, we are.
That's what Howie calls the Eagles, the QB factory.
Dude, for real, man. Colin Davis tied it up and then took the lead, and then Luke Viola went with he had a natural hat trick, but he also had another goal, so he had 4 goals.
Jeez.
And I think he was probably the MVP, huh?
Long drive winner from yesterday.
Yeah.
Guy's on fire, man.
I know. So Colin Davis had a hat trick. Luke Viola had 4 goals.
Yeah.
Matty Chernoff, 4 assists.
There you go, Matty.
They were all over the place. Joe Hauk had a crazy snipe.
Yeah, he did.
Me and Larry were reffing, and I saw Hauk come down, and there must have been this spot open, and I'm
breakaway?
like, and I was really moving my head out of the way because as you're on the goal line or like near the goalie, you're like, okay, if this misses, it's coming towards my head. So I'm like, and it just top shelf.
Yeah.
And I was
Dude,
like,
his release is so quick.
and me and Wechter just looked at each other like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, he's sick.
Yeah, he was great.
That's funny.
Yeah, so it was a 8-4 win for the Mountaineers. It was a very fun All-Star game.
Yeah, it was fun.
Everyone had a great time.
Yeah, I noticed that I think the obviously, people like to come out and watch it. Appreciate all you that did. And then, of course, all the guys that came out and played in it and stayed for the whole time. Appreciate you.
The Rusty intermission game was cool too.
Of course, they're included.
That was a lot of fun. It was all it was 5-on-5.
Oh yeah, forgot about Rusty.
Iron Man. You forgot the whole event even happened. So.
5-on-5. I think it ended up being 2-2, going into straight shootout.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
And what was amazing that all 5 got to participate in the shootout.
Yeah, it went a little long.
And then, of course, the villain gets the game winner.
did he?
He did.
Oh, Sean got it.
I think Sean got the game winner.
The villain.
Frankie's pissed.
Yeah, Frankie's not happy, but
Well,
Yeah, everyone got to shoot.
everybody got to shoot.
And
It was cool.
some good goals too.
yeah,
I
for
watched
sure.
some good moves. Yeah.
When the regulation ended, and I was like, oh man, I guess because I didn't expect
Playing. Me and Larry talked about it really quick before. We're like, what's going to happen? And we're like, just do a shoot. We agreed, do a shoot.
I was actually going to
Oh,
say
I'm the
there's
one
a-
who did it. I didn't even ask you. I was just like, we'll just do a shootout. I
Yeah.
just went up to the scorekeeper's box.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, we
Yeah.
talked about it like right before it started, and we said go straight into a shootout, which would.
I was going to say best of one too, but everyone got to shoot.
Everybody got to shoot.
Yeah, I was a little worried because we've had a Rusty shootout.
Yeah, that's
and
what I was gonna say,
it
just do
took
best of
forever.
one.
Yeah.
And I said, I would just do best of 3. And
Yeah.
then it was tied. And then we went to, came down to the last goal. And that was, the winner.
Boom.
Nice.
Yeah, that was good.
And it was a nice shot.
Yeah, I noticed
It was
this-
navy blue, right? Navy blue one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And everybody was, I think all the players, everybody was kind of invested in it.
Oh, shit, was it navy blue or white?
I don't remember.
But my brother's team was won when they were wearing white.
Your brother's team lost.
Oh, they lost?
Yeah, I think because Sean had definitely had a blue jersey on.
Okay.
But yeah, that was I was a little worried about when these guys come out and they don't get much, they don't play, enough.
Yeah, getting
But-
all dressed and stuff.
After the 5 minutes, they were like sweating.
Yeah,
and I was like, all right,
It's a lot.
And I was glad the second we ran it back for the second intermission too. I wasn't sure if we were going to do that or not. And I think that by then they were probably cooked,
yeah,
especially with the shootout.
10 minutes of straight ice time,
Yeah.
no rest,
Yeah, I
and
think-
then the shootout.
I think everybody had a good time.
Good.
Yeah, for sure.
It was fun. And it, again, last year, dude, I love it. Last year was the game winner in overtime. Josh got it.
Yeah.
And then this year, 5-player shootout.
The rusty storylines write themselves.
Dude, they really do.
They really do.
Yes.
So the
beautiful.
coolest thing
Thank you for everybody for participating.
Yeah, what I was going to say was the coolest thing that I really picked up on this event is all of our games, like during the week, are like late at night. So for the most part, your families can't really come out and watch. Your families, your friends, whoever you would expect to come watch your games. But those Saturdays, like prime time, you know what I mean? Like you can actually have your family come watch, see what you're doing all week.
I'm not gonna lie, I got a little worried at first. It was kind of empty, and then it started by the second.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, by the
People
second
show up for
period,
game time.
it was full,
Yeah.
like our normal crowd for all.
Yeah, people were probably like getting home from work or dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started at 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
this
well,
time.
they're not going to come early. They're going to show up at game time. You know what I mean? Which is usually what happens. So
yeah.
yeah, so
was fun.
another good event, another
It was
good one.
fun. It was a good one.
Always love the All-Star games. All right, what I want to do real quick, since we no longer have U Sports, you want to play the song? Just
I don't have it on there.
Ah,
anymore.
Oh, you took it off?
Yeah, I replaced it with the.
You have so many other empty buttons. Though.
Just let me cook, dude.
they're
my
not
process,
empty.
dude.
They're not empty. He's got something. He's got something.
Come on.
Yes, my favorite. All right, we got playoffs starting up next week, April 17th, I believe, should be day one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean the last games will be? Was Wednesday the 16th?
Yeah. Yeah, we
Okay, so
run
you
it
got a
up right up to the playoffs.
Yeah,
because
so we got a couple games early next week. Like I said, we're going to do the playoff picture. That's basically solidified. Our pod finale is going to be May 2nd. That'll be when we do our Dusty Awards.
We got to talk about that.
Yeah. So what we'll do is
Are we gonna take? I think it was Nate who suggested we do.
we have to go back and look at all the
the
suggestions.
comments.
Yeah.
Oh, like the NHL style awards?
Yeah, per division, which is a cool concept.
I do like that.
I kind of like that. It
On
gives-
on ice stuff, more on ice stuff.
Yeah. And maybe keep some of the traditional.
Keep a
the
couple.
Dusties, the fun ones.
They're all
I
Dusties.
can't keep giving Sugar Bush the freaking they can't go like 6 in a row.
I mean,
they
you might as well let them get the 10 in a row.
Yeah,
And call it.
and call it.
Yeah. So what I'll do is
All right, KB,
that-
you win.
Usually what I'll do is the voting teaser will go out like the week before, and then we'll open up 7 days of voting for that. So that'll be the week before. So the pod finale will be May 2nd, and then of course our new season will be starting up May 18th. Yeah, so we got a few busy weeks coming up here. And like I've teased for, I guess, 3 or 4 times now, we got a special announcement coming up, so you'll be seeing a lot more dates.
I'm excited.
Yeah, real quick, I do have another mini giveaway going on. You can win a piece of late slot merch, crew neck, and then a Howie's Loaded accessory box, which the guys and the gals really love. Well, like I said, never kept one for myself, but big fans of that. We have the late slot Mission Control reverse cap launched. You can go on to uhlhockey.shop. You can get some team gear, get a hat, get free shipping on $95 or more. And then if you notice when you go through the descriptions, I have a sign-up cadence for whether or not you're in the league now, whether you're a free agent or if the experience is out of reach. There's a couple different options that we like to keep everyone updated for, especially if you're in the league. But if you're not, the events and stuff that we do are for you as well. So check that out in the description. Keep your info updated so you can stay locked in with upcoming giveaways. Because like I said, we'll do a big one for the next season, and then upcoming events and things like that. So with that being said, shall we get into our league updates?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
I was waiting for a song, man. I don't know. It's like habit. It's like a habit now.
Come on.
The Friday the 4th, we dropped the podcast, or we recorded the podcast, so we had some games that night.
Yep.
We had a little rusty action on Friday the 4th. Moose Hockey looking to kind of solidify their playoff position here.
Yep.
Gene Carmen scores for the Moose in the first period. Wayne Couchy ties it up, and then Gene Carmen scores again to make it 2-1.
Assisted by Jub. All right,
No goals in the second period, and then Brad DiFrancesco scores for the Moose. I don't think he was there. That might be an error in the score.
No, he was there.
Box. I don't think so.
DiFrancesco?
Oh, they said he wasn't going to be there. He said he was sick.
Is he the shorter guy? Is pretty good.
That's AJ, isn't he?
No. One of the DiFrancesco guys is shorter and pretty good. I thought that was him.
Was brothers on the team too?
I was brothers.
I think it's AJ or
I
something.
don't know.
Okay, so Moose Hockey get a much needed win versus the Wild Wombats.
Yeah, buddy.
Wombats, they have 1 game left, right? Rusty has 11 games played.
Yeah, Rusty has 11 games played.
So Sunday we have
this Sunday's the
Rusty finale.
Finale.
Yes. Then we had Frogs Bronze taking on the Tropics. This was a big game for the Frogs to lock up that first seed.
Yeah, fending them off.
Yeah, Captain Daniel Stetler scores for the Tropics in 2 minutes into the first period, and then Mr. Leonard scores for Frogs Bronze about 5 minutes later to tie it up. And then a natty hat trick from Pat King on Frogs Bronze takes a 4-1 lead, and then all the way in the third period, 3 straight goals from the Tropics to tie it up in short order too. So Kirchner, Ambrose, and Nick Decker scores, and then it goes into overtime. We watched this. This is on Friday. I remember Pat King scores in overtime because I had an Invaders game we watched right before. So that was a goal that a goalie I would hate to get because he made a move and then he kind of like lost it and then just slid right between his legs. Nothing the goalie could do on that one. That was a rough one. So. Sorry, I gotta.
Yeah,
internet's lacking.
I was on the
rain.
I was on the other side.
Oh,
reffing. I actually reffed the Moose Wombats, and then JMCC was on right after. So
gotcha. So JMCC was trying to stay in the playoff race. They had a lot of games in hand,
still are,
and they basically they have to win out to make it in. And little foreshadow, like a little preview, they're in that position. So. Hunter Sawicki scores for the Dad Bods. John Mento ties it up for JMCC. Jim Mohan and Brandon Hartley score for the Dad Bods. And then All-Star, Rocky.
There
you go.
I never met him before. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
He was in the All-Star game as well.
I ran into him at Open Hockey, and he had his JMCC jersey on. I'm like, I've never seen him before, but...
Yeah. He gets it within 1. Brandon Hartley gives a 2-goal lead for the Dad Bods. And then Jake Perry, 47 seconds in the second period, gives the Dad Bods a 3-goal lead.
Whoop.
But all JMCC Auto after that. 6 straight goals from JMCC Auto, including a shorthanded goal and a power play goal, and 8-5 win.
Let me get a come on. We got a fight in there. I need to.
Oh, yeah. There's always something. You guys got Got to chill the heck out.
Come on.
Yeah, come on.
I know. So
Sorry, I wanted to get one.
in a big game,
all yours, bud.
Big game for the Invaders against the Juggernauts. Not great.
Yeah.
Not a great showing.
Well,
we played
looked,
good.
When I got over there, it was close, but
Yeah, played well. Just could not. We fell behind pretty early.
Yeah.
So it was 4-1 about 9 minutes into the second period, and we tried to make a little comeback here. Kevin Landis scores to get it within 2. Chris Giletto, who was all over the place.
Yeah.
He's kind of hard to get a hold of.
Right.
When you're playing. We were trying to like shadow him, and then I think we got off of that game plan somehow in the middle of the game. So it was 5-2 Chugs. Kev scores 2 in a row. We got it within 1, and then
That's when I got over there. I was like, oh, shit.
yeah. Then with about 2.5 minutes left, Robert Lucier scores, and then followed by Tim Harding. 7-4 win for the Chugs. Chugs were doing what they had to do to stay in the playoff race themselves because it was bronze, as we know, is very tight.
Right.
Sunday, April 6th, we had some bronze
That was a
action
nice chill game, dude.
on a Sunday. Did you do this one?
Yeah. Marco did. Nice and chill.
Frogs bronze again, trying to stay in cheap or trying to hang on. I don't know.
They were trying to hang on. They needed to win.
Yeah, 3 goals from Frogs bronze, and the first 2 from Mike Guarnieri. Sorry, Larry, I know you hate that. And then Tom the Toolman Taylor gets another one.
That's
3-0.
That's a tough one. It's when you guys take like 10 seconds and say it 15 different ways. That's when I'm like, all right.
Kenny Strine and John Scrow score to get it within 1, and then 2 more goals from the Frogs bronze. Bill Craig and Tom Taylor score again. It's 5-2 Frogs. Ron Kelly gets it within 2, and then Tom the Toolman, man, he's a scoring machine.
14.
Dude, I'll tell you what, Carroll's
Yes.
head was in his next game for the Yetis, I think, man.
Yeah?
I think he just loves playing.
He wanted to get out.
He wanted to get out?
Yeah, he was like,
So he went from
he was bored back there.
So he was in net,
Yeah, he was in that.
got undressed, and got player gear on.
They all went to the Yetis game.
Oh,
'Cause
nice.
That was a Flyers training center.
Gotcha. So
Oh, yeah, they drove over. Oh, that sucks.
7-5 win for Frogs bronze.
Yeah, buddy. Good game.
Are you doing Rusty, Jer?
Sure, I can. You want to take a break?
Sure.
All right.
Sure, they're tired of hearing me.
It's great back and forth, guys.
So, yeah, so the last couple of weeks, the competition in Rusty has been pretty close.
yeah,
Not so this week.
this game was
was
close.
a good one?
This game was close.
All right, so-
Rusty Wolves took off later in the end.
Yep. So Rusty Wolves. Oh, look at that. This was before our game. Yeah, you were reffing this one, right?
Yeah,
All right. So Wombats come out hot.
Toughest
scoring
game I've had to ref.
3
Sorry.
straight. Stout scores 2. Power play goal. Chris Leak makes it 3-0. Wolves Kevin Liston, who had a pretty good night, and Eichmann make it 3-2 to end the first period. Second period, Wombats come back out. Justin Pilla 4-2. Brian Bowen make it 4-3. Kept it close. And then it was all Wolves after that in the third. Patton, Madsen, Liston again, and Brian Bowen
yeah,
to win 7-4. So, yeah, that was a good game.
yeah. It was a good game. That was
couple-
definitely the toughest one I had to ref. There was a couple back and forths. You know,
A couple penalties, not too bad, though.
it was. I probably went easy on the calls, but they were just getting in each other's grills.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
it was all good though. Everyone was all good at the end.
Well, the Yetis seem to be warmed up because they 7-0 the Shakas, huh?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Big win.
Yeah, big win. Purdy, Powell, Coxon, McWilliams, Kundratos, Purdy again, Powell again, 7-0. So not much to talk about there, except the Yetis had a couple my goodness. Did the Shakas show up? They're not anywhere on here. All goals and penalties are just all Yetis right there.
Yeah, I feel like Shaka's another one of those teams where it's like you never know who you're gonna get.
They come in waves.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one, pretty much the only good, the good close game, Moose versus the Raptors.
Yep.
Let me open this up. Sorry, you're right. It's taking forever. So Tony
Yikes.
Parducci starts it 1-0 for the Raptors, and then Brad DiFrancesco for the Moose make it 1-1 to end the first. Only 2 goals again. Kevin Cavison for the Moose and Mike McNulty for the Raptors. 2-2 going into the third. The Moose DiFrancesco make it 3-2. Garrett Moore ties it right back up with a power play goal. And then, Brad had a good game. DiFrancesco
Yeah.
They get 4-3 for the Moose.
Did you hear anything about a controversial ending
Hattie.
for you, like directly to you, or no?
Not to me.
Because someone on the Raptors sent me a video about a goal, I guess towards the end of the game, and it's like how this is not a goal. And I'm sorry, I don't have an answer for you. When you send a live barn clip, I really can't see it, and we also can't make a ruling on it, so I have no idea. But
Yeah, there's nothing.
I wasn't sure if you heard anything else besides that, but apparently there's a controversial call.
Yeah, if it went in and the ref didn't see it, we will
Yeah.
definitely work on that. There's nothing we could do after the fact.
Right.
Sometimes it's very hard to see.
Yeah, it was definitely hard to see in the clip, and of course on the ice too. It's like it all comes down to being in the right spot. If you're in the right spot, you can't see it. I mean,
Yeah. And you could also be in the right spot, but on the opposite side.
yeah,
And it could go in and you can't see it. So,
Yeah, it's tough when you don't have
You know.
instant replay.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
NHL guys, they can have a one ref on one side because they have video review.
video review, and they also run. They run a 4-man like system too. Like
Yeah, there are two guys in the line, but it's just one guy deep. So
Oh,
if
okay.
if the
Doesn't
ref
matter.
does not, it happens to not see it, they
Yeah.
have alternative options. In this case, we do not have that. So
Right,
if it doesn't,
yeah.
if the ref doesn't see it go in, there's
that's
really,
it. That's all, yeah.
I mean, there's nothing really we could do
right.
unless we start sticking cameras in the nets.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you would have to take a while to review all of that. So,
Yeah,
all right,
that
next
would have to be
game.
mid game, you know.
No, next game is you're gonna have to pay the scorekeepers a lot more money.
Yeah,
Dusty Beavers versus Dusty Trops. Another one-sided game. Tropics manhandled the Beavers a little bit. So
A little bit.
All-Star Patrick Spear had himself a day. First period, like you call it, natty hat trick.
Natty
Hattie.
Natty Hattie. There you go. Jerry Burns has 2 himself in the second, making it 5-0. Steady makes it 6-0. Laird 7-0. Bogger
gets one.
gets the Beavers on the board with a little snipey snipe from the corner.
That was a little snipey snipe.
It was a little snipe. What I didn't even see it. Did it go underneath?
Hit the post, and then I think it hit the back of Savannah, the Tropics goalie.
Yeah, yeah.
And just like trickled in right over the goal line and then sat there. It was
Nice.
very close to not being a goal.
Nice. Wait, I'm glad you saw that one. So
I saw it.
And then
Saw it.
John Trop make it 8-1 for the Trops, who are very much alive in the playoff run. I think, right?
Yeah. Wait. We'll check it at the end.
Yeah,
Good.
I think they are. All right, and the last game for Rusty Sunday were
No, they're not. Sorry.
Narwhals versus the Corn Stars. Another lopsided game, 7-1. Emily gets on the board for her first of the season. Emily Fields. Chris Gaskill, another All-Star, getting 2 more in the first period, making it 3-0. Ryan McHugh makes it 3-1 for the scored 1 for the Corn Stars, make it 3-1 for the Narwhals. 4-1 Cole Burton, and then 3 more for the Narwhals. Steve Petner, Gaskill for his hat trick, and Ed Winey making it 7-1 final Narwhals.
Great job, Jerry.
Well
done.
It's tough getting through that, but
You've outdone yourself.
Yep,
I gotta
try.
say.
I work hard.
Not the
I
announcement.
work hard.
Not the announcement, but a small Rusty announcement.
Oh, this is great. I love this.
Drum roll. Do we have a drum roll?
I don't know.
Nah, it's okay.
No. We need a drum roll.
We'll go into further detail as we preview the next season
Yeah.
in a later podcast. But it looks like we will be splitting Rusty into 2 divisions. So
Now, this is beautiful
Let's go.
because there is truly another level between Rusty and Bronze.
Correct.
Yeah. So
and it kind of bridges that gap a little bit.
and it becomes a headache for not just us, for the players, I'm sure, too, like trying to make sure that their guys that they had signed up are in the right division. So I think this extra division is huge for all parties involved.
Yeah, so Rusty Plus and then regular Rusty. So regular Rusty would be catered towards beginners and,
Beginners only.
beginners only. So like Rusty players.
Yeah.
And then Rusty Plus will have some overlap just like all other divisions do. Now, that doesn't mean that if you're a bronze player, you can play in Rusty Plus. That is
Right.
not the case. So there's guys in bronze that score 30 points, 20, that are good
It's
players that
basically-
are probably more bronze plus
Yeah,
level
exactly.
players.
Listen, I think it's basically the top half of Rusty right now will stay in Rusty Plus. And that's going to be the dividing factor.
Yeah, low end. So if you're like a bronze, I kind of wrote it out to the captains and stuff. Is if you're a bronze player, if you play in bronze, but you're getting like 1 or 2 goals a year or a season, you're okay, but you're like a third liner, In bronze, that would be your spot.
I think
Rusty
honestly,
Plus.
what it is it's more or less like I wouldn't even open up the gates for that. Like whatever is going on right now is Rusty Plus.
Yes, I agree. That's
And
what I
then
was trying to say.
the new division is Rusty.
That's what I was trying to
basically.
say.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the few players that are sprinkled throughout the teams,
there's
right
a couple
now
that are already
can
in, which
drop down.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then it gives the ability for the lower end guys that would be playing in Rusty Plus. They can also play in Rusty. So they'll have 2 games in a day probably, but that's that's up to them. I'll spread them out as best I can.
Right.
So they can play in both divisions because they're still
if they still want to play up
in Rusty Plus, you're still going to have Rusty guys. You're going to have low end Rusty guys. That's going to be, they're not going to leave their team or what have you, or the team's kind of split around. But you'll be able to play both if you like.
Yeah, I love this.
Yeah, you should have a bit of a gap. You should probably not do a back to back, but you could surely try.
They're fun.
So yeah, that'll help. So now we actually have consistency through the divisions as far as like the skill gap gets a little closer because the gap between Rusty and Bronze was pretty big.
Yeah, yeah. And now that original, that like Rusty only would be getting back to the essence of why we started it in the first place. You know what I mean?
Which is like, and it makes our skills assessment much easier. But I did make some. Like, if you play in Bronze Plus, you absolutely can play in Rusty Plus. I don't care if you're not even a Bronze Plus player. I'm just going to flat out.
Yeah.
You can't play. And then if you do bring a higher level Bronze guy, that game will absolutely result in a forfeit.
Yeah.
Instantly. It'll be a 1-0 forfeit, so goal differential is just going to be 1. But we will reverse game scores. So we have to keep a lid on it somehow because
You're talking about the Rusty division.
Rusty Plus. So
that's what I mean. It should be exactly how it is right now.
Basically, but you could still, we're opening it up a little bit.
I don't even think you should open it up. Well, all right, okay.
Yeah, because there's guys that like are really, I'll give like example. Like John Trop, he plays on the Bronze Tropics.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, he does okay.
Yeah.
But he's not like a standout in Bronze, right? And then Rusty Plus, he would now be eligible, whereas he's really almost ineligible right now for Rusty. Right, he's kind of like 2 beyond. There's like still a little bit of room to make that work. So it'll be a work in progress, obviously, but teams will be well prepared and there's a cap. Sorry, that's another thing. I don't know. I wouldn't go into detail, but now we're talking about it.
No, I got you.
So you have a 3-player cap.
Yeah,
of those higher level players in Rusty Plus. And they have to be established before each season. Yeah. As your 3 guys, and then any sub that you happen to bring in have to be approved. And if you bring a guy that has not been approved or you've not established them as one of your 3 players, that game also can result in forfeit. Yeah. If they make a significant difference in the game.
Right.
So,
I got you.
Like I said, we got to keep it tight.
Yeah.
Just like we do for the other divisions. We kick plenty of guys out of Bronze.
Yeah.
We do the same thing.
Yeah.
The lineup.
I got you.
All right, so moving on. Monday, April 7th.
Move on, Steve.
Hawks Gold trying to lock in that 2nd seed, huh? Against Rain City. I don't know if they might have been locked in already, but this is...
We needed to... Rain City had... if they won that game, they would have kept their hopes alive. So we knew that we would have locked up our position and kicked out Rain City with this game.
Big game, huh? So Mike Junod scores for Hawks Gold, followed by Joe Hauk. I had asked him his name, by the way. How do I pronounce his name?
And what did he say?
Hauk.
Yeah, Hauk.
Yeah, I wish it was Hawk, but he just said Hauk. Cam Rowan ties it or gets it within 1 for Rain City, and then 2 goals from Hawks Gold in the 2nd period. Eric Simone and Mike Junod scores again, 4-1. David Cutler cuts it within 2. Then Justin Wolfie scores 5-2 Hawks Gold. Daniel Duffy brings it within 2, and then the only goal in the 3rd period was Eric Simone.
Doesn't Junod sound like something from the Sopranos? Hey, Junod. Don't be
like a Stunad.
Yeah, Stunad. Right. Yeah. Junod. That's what I think.
And then Multi Ducks taking on Militia. Man, talk about spoiler roll.
Yeah, for real.
So Multi Ducks was out, and Militia was fighting for a playoff spot because it was down between the 3 and 2 or 3 and 4 position, and 5 goals from the Multi Ducks in the 1st period in not that much amount of time. I want to so no goals for the first 9 minutes, And then between 9 minutes and 12 minutes,
Holy smokes.
so a 3-minute period, 5 goals from the Multi Ducks, and then they opened it up
Did the
again.
goalie go to the bathroom? Like, what happened?
Yeah. And then 2 minutes into the second period, they make it 6-0. Militia tries to climb back. 3 straight goals, Billy Haas, Harry Laval, and Jake Gimbel. This was surprising that Jake was playing and they were getting blown out like this because Jake's a game changer for sure.
Yeah.
Ryan Lynch gets it within, makes it 7-3 Multi Ducks. Then 3 straight goals from Militia. They really got back in it. Sporer, Haas, and Sobolski score. And then with about 2.5 minutes left, or a little over 2 minutes left in the game, Rick Sansini makes it a 2-goal lead. And then Jake scores with about 30 seconds left, but not enough.
So is Militia out now? Because they were my pick.
They were not out, but they were hanging on. They basically, it came down to a game for the Rockets, and then goal differential took into consideration too. So we'll get there. Team 24/7 took on the Chill, and this was all 24/7 as it usually is. 8-0 in the third period, so getting close to a mercy
58
rule.
shots. Jesus.
58
Lord.
shots. Cole Zucker scored a bunch,
Holy smokes.
3 goals, and then towards the end of the game, Mr. Lafferty gets 2 goals for the Chill.
Boom.
And then a crazy game. This is a Knights taking on Moonshine, another playoff seeding implication.
Oh, yeah, seating.
19 goals scored in this game, and it went all the way to overtime. So some would say great back and forth.
Yeah.
Love it.
8 goals in the first period. It ended up 4-4 going into the second, and then 4 straight goals from the Moonshine in the first 8 minutes. And in the last 8 minutes, pretty much, 4 straight goals from the Knights. So, man, I probably wish I was watching this one. So 8-8 going into the third period, and then a goal from each team. Knights tie it up with about 55 seconds left. And then Mr. Bew scores for Moonshine in overtime.
It's absurd.
Yeah, so, I mean, Knights get a very valuable point. And
yeah. Yeah, well, I'm saying, they would have been in the playing game regardless, it looks like.
Yeah.
So.
Either way.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right, so.
Against these guys.
Yeah. The new look Koopas, man, they're buzzing. We still got goalie goals. I don't know. I got to fix that. I don't know who's wearing number 0, but I got to figure that out. 2-0 for the Koopas in the first period, and then Matt Napoli scores to make it 3-0, 7 seconds in the second period.
That might be a
Stars
record.
All-Star Fred Burkett.
What's the record in the NHL? I just saw something recently for like quickest goal.
4 seconds.
7 seconds into the period is quick.
That is pretty quick. That's gotta get down the ice, man.
Yeah.
So Billy Basco makes it 4-1. Koopas, and then Stars climb back a little bit. Billy Krupa and Ian Gunner score to get it within 1, and then 2 more goals from the Koopas at the end of the second period. It makes it a 6-3 lead.
Battle of the Blaylocks.
Third period, Gavin Kushner and Mike Martinez score to get it within 1, but Chris Buchman scores maybe a minute after that to get a 7-5 win for the Koopas. This game I watched towards the end of the game because we were in the locker room ahead of that. This one was a good one. The 1 seed taking on the 3 seed.
Barracuda 64 shots.
Yes, they were going. Robbie Mangini, of course, stood on his head there as he usually does. I think Shuksta looked over to me and goes, "How is Robbie allowed in silver?" And I'm like, I don't know sometimes, man. I think he's very good.
Yeah.
So Brendan Bainbridge scores for Knights Watch, followed by Joey Vogt for the Barracudas. 1-1 going into the second period. Billy Wharton gets the lead on the power play. Mr. Paul Alkine scores to tie it up. And then 2 more goals. Mike Morera and Billy Wharton score for each team. It's 3-3. No goals in overtime. It was a very interesting overtime. Great back and forth. Shootout misses, but on the last goal, second to last, Joey Vogt scores to take a lead in the shootout, and then
okay, and then
and then the goaltender for Night's Watch, which is Kyle Rink for Barracudas, gets the save to win the game.
Nice.
It's very electric.
61 saves for 60. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
big win for the Barracudas headed into the playoffs. So Frogs taking on the Thundercats. Cats looking to, I don't know, were they locked in? Do you think? Because it's pretty tight in bronze plus.
I mean, they were locked into their to actually being in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were locked in.
Tom, the tool man, is on the board again for the Cats. Anthony Orner scores to make it 2-0. Joe Panaccio gets it within 1 for the Frogs. Then Captain Chris Alfinito makes it 3-1. Mr. Schallenheimer scores to make it 3-2.
Yeah.
Tom Taylor scores again, and then Nesper gets it within 1 in the end of the second period. No goals in the third period.
Wow.
And a big win for the Thundercats.
Yeah, that helps them. So the Thundercats will avoid the play-in game, and then obviously the play-in game has to see the Frogs. But they do have a matchup with the Moonshine in the semifinals. So
that is very big to avoid that playing game. One extra game.
One extra game, and then you have to get through the Frogs to get to the finals, which is going to be tough. I imagine.
Hawks take it on the Rockets. Rockets, they didn't necessarily have to win this game. They just didn't have to lose by a lot.
Yeah.
Because it came down to goal differential, but
didn't even matter.
Didn't matter. So Joe Tucci, Kevin Magnan score for the Hawks. Andy Coulter gets it within 1. Then James Pielli scores, make it 3-1.
Yep.
And then it is all Rockets from there on. 3 goals from the Rockets in the second period, 1 from John Silverio in the third. On the power play, it ends up a 5-3 win for the Rockets. So
they're sneaky, man. You gotta watch out for them.
Yeah,
I'm watching film on them. You guys are not doing that again to us. Whatever you did, I don't know what they did. They're playing like weird. They play weird. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna blow through this next one.
You don't want to talk. You don't want to talk.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
No.
Why? Because you guys lost?
No, because the Barracudas are next.
Oh,
I mean, I even have to play the Rockets. So we'll work on that later. So
Shooks, you're in their head, but
I'm going to skip through this one. 24-7 beat the Goop. This was a meaningless game in terms of the playoff standings. It is 7-5 win for 24-7 over the Goop.
I believe we needed Team 24-7 to drop their last 3 by a negative 20 goal differential to take first.
It was possible. So you had a chance.
We had a chance to take
so
first.
You're saying there's a chance.
So you're
not anymore, but yeah, we did have a chance.
It's a good game though for Goop. Goop seemed to be figuring gold out a little bit.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Maybe that's it.
They were buzzing against us.
Yeah. I mean, they got within 2 of 24-7. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So Paisanos taking on the Blue Chew Bulldogs. Former Jersey trash man Jared Savage scores for the Bulldogs in the first period. That's the only goal, and then 3 straight goals from the Paisanos. Paisanos looking to they're on the out
from the Italians. I think they missed it.
Yeah, so I guess a meaningless game for the playoffs. This is 6-2 going into the third period in favor of the Paisanos, and then Brad Wallace makes it 7-2. Max Morgan scores for the Bulldogs, and then Mr. Giletto was playing for, I guess, Paisanos. So 8-3.
Chris he fits in.
Chris,
he's got an O at the end. Of course,
yes.
Giletto.
He's someone from Moonshine too, though.
Yeah, Chris looking to move up to silver, I believe.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
gotcha.
So,
I think he was telling me that.
Yeah,
he fits in clearly.
Yes, he's a great player. So, Hawks Gold taking on the Chill. This is a playoff preview, huh?
We had the 6 guys there.
You only had 6 guys.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Nick was working late. I didn't go, and then we had a bunch of guys kind of call out, but we had the skeleton crew there, and it was like it's a preview, but
skeleton crew, let's go.
It was a preview.
You gotta watch the show,
but it was also like a meaningless game. So
anybody who's a Star Wars fan, I was just telling Steve, me and the boy watching. It's a really good show, so just recommend.
Where did that come from?
He said skeleton crew.
Is that what that's from? Skeleton crew.
Skeleton crew.
We just said that.
It's in your head now.
Yeah,
that's right, because we were talking about it.
No, they said that on Wednesday or Thursday night. They're like, we got the skeleton crew tonight.
Oh, yeah,
nice.
Yeah, it's a show.
Joe Hawk scores per Hawks Gold, followed by Anthony Amato for the Chill. Ed Viola scores to make it 2-1. Dylan Garrett ties it up.
Let's go.
Ed scores again to go up 3-2. Great back and forth. Kyle Peters ties it up, and then Mr. Charles Antrilli scores to take a 1-goal lead. Anthony Amato ties it up in the third period for the Chill.
Yeah.
And then Frank Garvey takes the lead Kyle Knight ties it up. Again, great back and forth, man.
Love it.
I think it was a good preview game because, I mean, we should have with only a couple guys. Got the
man.
job done.
Trying to make this finals, huh?
Yeah.
But
Battle for
Junon's
second.
been on fire. He's been playing defense, scoring a lot of goals. And then Truly, Hulk, and Garvey are just sickos. So.
Such a Junod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got 2, followed by Charles to take an 8-5 win. Anthony Amato gets another to get it within 2, but then Mr. Hawk scores to make it a 9-6 win for Hawks Gold. This is a good season for Hawks Gold, huh?
Rebuild.
You rebuild.
Free tool rebuild.
Otters taking on the JMCC fully loaded.
That's what we were joking about when we secured the playoffs. We're like, yeah, rebuild.
Now both JMCC and Otters are out, correct?
Yeah.
So it was an 8-7 win in a tight game for the Otters. They get a win to close it out. Not bad.
No.
And then
Motivation.
2 nights ago, Chuggernauts taking on Hawks Bronze. I heard this was a pretty tight game. Did you play this?
I didn't. I was.
Come on, dude.
I was on child duty.
Chris Stiletto was going off.
Yeah, I was about to say I wanted to. I probably would have shut Chris down.
Chris Magnan
kinda
told
Gelato
me
was all over the score sheet this week, huh?
he was. Yeah.
What did he tell you?
Chris Magnan told me that they just couldn't get a hold of him, and they kind of let him go.
That's because I wasn't there. I mean, that's basically what happens.
Frank Borghese scores for Hawks Bronze, and then 5 straight goals from the Chuggernauts. They're a good team. I think they're going to be a very good playoff team.
I like to see Ferrante on the
Get
board.
over the hump,
Thank you, Mark.
Chuggernauts.
Yeah.
So, yeah, seriously.
5-1. Connor Tunstall and Zach Papaccio scored to get it within 2. Then Mr. Gelato scores to make it 6-3. Connor Tunstall scores again, followed by Zach again. They just going back and forth, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Gets it within 1, and then Robert Lucier gets a 2-goal lead. Mr. Zach scores again to get it within 1, and then Gelato scores in the power play.
Zach cooking.
Yeah, Gelato 3 goals, 3 assists.
Damn.
Yeah. We're going to have to kick him out of bronze. Dude.
Damn.
You're out, dude.
I think it's time.
Think it's time?
I think it's time.
Maybe one playoff run in them,
Yeah.
Get the chugs in there.
Let him get the ship. Maybe.
And then in a must-win for the Invaders taking on the Dad Bods, we had to win to make the playoffs or even have a chance.
Womp womp.
Yes. So Brandon Hartley scores 3 straight goals, natural hat trick. Meatball was not there. I don't know who scored. I don't know who's number 28 for the Dad Bods, but it's 4-0. Jason Landis scores to make it 4-1. Thought we were going to rally here.
Brandon Hartley.
Especially after Coxie got on the board.
Let's go.
He had his wife in attendance, so he was buzzing.
He was
Yeah,
buzzing.
yeah.
Wait, the Meatball played for the
No,
Dad Bods?
he didn't. And then Brandon Hartley, Hunter Sawicki, and Matt Stinger score. It is 7-2 going into the third period.
Here we go.
And then Steve showed up in the third.
Steve got there late.
Me, Kevin, and Jason Landis. We've been named the triplet line.
Nice.
Because we are all bald with a beard. We all look identical.
Let's go.
We look like you don't know who it is out there, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Clearly it worked. Look at that.
Yeah, we score a lot of points for
Little misdirection.
our team.
Little misdirection.
So I had 2 goals. I missed one empty netter.
You missed an empty netter?
Oh, yeah. Big time. I'll think about this for a month.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was Kevin. He knows where I am. This is like, you have like team chemistry or player line chemistry.
Speed of baldness.
He knows. We just find each other all night, right?
Love it.
So I had a OV style one timer.
Oh, yeah, you did say this.
I mean, I went on one knee and everything, dude. I was like, oh, it came past with perfect speed and right off the toe. Went on net, just
Went on it.
It just fluttered. But if I would have got all of it, it would have been dead center of the net, right now.
Would have been perfect if it was good.
It would have been perfect
Then
if it was good, yes.
you only would have lost by 2.
Well, that would have made it a little closer. We had a lot of
Notice
time
how he's
left.
sticking to this game with
Yeah.
the Hawks game.
Yeah,
he didn't want
yeah.
to talk about that at all.
Nope.
It was brutal. It was
Interesting.
tough.
What a great game, though, for you, Steve.
Yes. So Sugarbush trying to stay in the playoff race.
This had some implications, I gotta say, but Tropics stomped on their throat.
They did.
Oh, my gosh.
Sorry.
No goals in the first period, 2 goals in the second, 1 from each team. Vincent Cotter and Matty Chernoff score. It's 1-1 going into the third period, and then the Tropics took over in the third period.
Just to piggyback off that, after Vaders and Hawks lost, Bush had a chance here. To stay in the race.
Yep. Jim McKenzie, Nick Kirchner score for the Tropics. John Curry scores to get it within 1, and then Cotter, McHugh, and Mike Roman score, make it 6-2. Tom McGuckin gets it within 3, but that definitely not
Steady
enough,
with a slash penalty.
of course.
Come on.
And then the Warriors taking on the Sharkas.
Sharks.
I gotta go back here because I was talking to Brian Leeds, and it was 2-1, but 28 shots for the Sharkas, 38 shots for the Warriors. Mr. Leeds kept them in it, but not enough. 2-1 win for the Warriors.
Yeah.
I feel like the Sharkers are in every game.
It's close games. Yeah.
They couldn't catch a dub, but they had 4 overtime losses.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
They're in close games because Leeds stands on his head and keeps him in it. Honestly,
It's a good goalie.
yeah. Everyone I've seen it or played against, it's him keeping him in it for sure. So
I want to play now.
JMCC taking on Frogs Bronze. JMCC had to, like I said, they had to win out to get this to stay alive.
The All-Star coming up big.
Yeah, Rocky had 2 goals in this game, and then Mr. Condrotas.
Is
scores
Contreras
as
playing
well.
on Frogs?
I don't know. I guess so.
You guys can only play for one team
Yeah,
per division.
Yes. So
Sorry.
it's
We'll forget about that rule, man.
3-1 going into the third. Anthony Santucci gets 2 for JMCC Auto. Carmelo Latuca, I think, scores as well. It is a 6-3 win to keep JMCC alive.
Yep.
And then the Sharkas playing another game, taking on the Tropics. Ben scores for the Tropics, followed by Mike Murray for the Sharkas. And then Mr. Richard Cusack actually takes a 2-1 lead for the Sharkas. And then Chris Kirchner and Ben Dose score to take the lead again. Mike Murray ties it up in the third period. And then Jeremy Ambrose and Chris Kirchner score for the Tropics. Yeah.
Are we doing a Sunday preview? I don't know what the implications are for this Sunday. There is one huge game though, not in the Rusty division.
It is. So JMCC HC taking on Hawks Bronze for the last playoff spot, right?
Yes. So Hawks Bronze currently hold the last playoff spot. Mm-hmm. They have 1 game to play. JMCC Auto still has 2 games to play. However, if Hawks Bronze wins this game in regulation, they secure their spot.
What seed would they be?
They'd still be in the 5th seed.
Yes.
So this is a long playoff road for Hawks Bronze. They got to win this game, which is a playoff game, basically.
Yeah, but the next game wouldn't matter. Like this will be their last game. Sorry.
Yes.
JMCC Auto, if they win, they lock up their spot.
Yes.
And then they have their goal differential is a little bit off, but this is a playoff game basically for both teams.
Yeah. So then they would have to go into the play-in game and then the semifinals and then the finals.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, this is a playoff game.
There's a potential to have the hardest possible road to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Now, as far as
It is a Sunday game.
as
Got
far
the
as
Beavers game.
as far as Rusty goes, the teams are solidified. Who the Shakas got? Who the Shakas got?
Are you talking about?
Yeah, for this Sunday. No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Shakas are taking on Moose.
Shakas are playing Moose. Okay. Because Shakas could leapfrog. Oh, so it would still be okay. Either way, it would be Rusty Wolves and Shakas in the play-in game. So
Either way.
yeah.
So there's no playoff implications for this Sunday.
Nope.
Beavers and Wombats play. They are both out.
We're playing for funsies.
It looks like
Let's have some funsies.
Yetis and Narwhals could swap. It looks like. That's right.
So Narwhal's playing for the first seed.
It's just some movement within the playoff seeds.
Exactly.
That's all.
So Narwhal's taking on the Dusty Trops. Narwhal's can lock up that first seed.
Yeah.
Yetis taking on the Corn Stars, depending on.
So if they win
how
and Narwhals lose, the Yetis would take first seed.
First seed.
Yeah.
And then Raptors taking on the Rusty Wolves. Rusty Wolves could jump up as well, right? And then Shaka's taking on Moose. Shaka's and Moose are in there as well.
Yeah.
So
The
Shaka's
Wolves
taking-
couldn't jump up. They only have 6 wins.
Oh, yep, correct.
The only thing is if the Yetis lose, Moose win, Moose could jump up. If the Yetis win and the Narwhals lose, Yetis could jump up. So that's about it. Oh, I guess the Moose could leapfrog all the way to first too if Narwhals and Yetis lose.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah.
All right. So
Wait, sorry, who was the Moose playing? They're playing the Shakas. Yeah. Okay.
Shakas.
yes.
Yeah, so
so
that's-
big games on
yeah.
Sunday. to wrap
for
up
seeding.
the season.
For seeding, things could change.
Just for seeding, yeah. But
For sure. It looks like the Rusty Wolves and Chocolates will likely be that play-in game, though. So
Gotcha.
I do want to do the full playoff picture.
All right.
Alrighty. So I guess we just already previewed Sunday, right? And we just previewed Rusty, and then we previewed Bronze too.
Some of Bronze.
Yeah, well, so Hawks and JMCC, like I said, that's a playoff game. The top 4 seeds are already solidified, and the games are played. So you would have Frogs locked up the 1st seed, Tropics locked up the 2nd seed, Dad Bods locked up the 3rd seed, and Chuggernauts locked up the 4th seed. So Chuggernauts are waiting to see who they play in the play-in game.
Yeah.
And then you have Dad Bods and Tropics in a semifinal game.
Wow.
Yikes.
That's a big game.
Yeah, it is. I feel like it's going to be an intense game, I should say.
Yep.
Bronze Plus all locked up. Knights and Koopas will see each other in the play-in game. Thundercats and Moonshine. That should be interesting.
That's
hopefully,
a tough game.
Well, I'm not going to say hopefully anything, but Moonshine has another opportunity to get over the hump. I'll say.
Yeah.
Then Frogs 10-2, 45 goal differential. Locked up that 1st seed, so they will await the Koopas or the Knights.
Nice.
Silver Division's locked up, of course. We have Knights Watcher taking on the Veritas Rockets, and then we have Hawks taking on the Barracudas. It's always a good time. Always a good time.
Friday night playoffs.
Yeah, that division, Silver Division was very, very close. Multi Ducks were the last place team, and they played spoiler to the Militia. So it goes to show you how close it was.
It's disappointing.
Goal differential for the top team was 18. Multi Ducks was negative 22. So that's a very close division.
Yep.
And then you have Gold, obviously 24/7, still has 2 games in hand. They've already locked up the 1st seed. And then Hawks Gold will take on Chill.
Yeah.
I don't know when that starts. Is that next Thursday, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so it's always a interesting race for second, I should say, in Gold. I guess at least during the regular season, you never know. The problem with the three game series. Remember that one season Knights Watch took down 24/7 in game 1.
Yeah.
And 24/7 came back and like merced them twice in a row. It was ridiculous.
I will say one thing though is that there's a lot of players on Team 24/7
in Pensacola, yeah,
are playing in the Pensacola finals that may or may not be the same nights as the finals. So Hawks Gold may have a chance.
I want it. I want one of those hats.
But will it be as satisfying if half the team's not there?
Yeah.
It's not half the team, it's like 2.
And it would be as satisfying because Huff is obviously an amazing player, but 24/7 is still the best team without Huff.
Not really?
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, they still a great team without
Their chemistry is crazy. So
yeah.
that's the playoff picture, man. Couple spots still to be determined tomorrow, Sunday, and we'll be rolling April 17th. We're getting started.
All right.
Sunday.
Are we ready?
Yeah, I guess we're ready. I guess I was gonna do some predictions, but what we'll do is we'll get into a very, very, very special edition of Let the Greek Speak. Oh, I was gonna go with the song. All right, good. Let the Greek speak.
I thought we were doing the big announcement.
Yeah, Let the Greek speak is.
You want
events.
me to do it?
Let the Greek speak is events.
You're announcing it.
No, he doesn't have to announce it, but Let the Greek speak is events. UHL event time.
Well, this is it. This is
you're
the
gonna
event.
announce
So let Steve do it. Steve, go.
No,
for
you do it.
Oh, we got to let the music go.
All right.
There it is. June 20th to the 22nd. We have Summer Series.
Summer Series 2025.
Series. Talk about it, Stevie.
We are new venue here.
Yes.
Summer Series 2025. We will be at Iceworks skating complex in Aston, Pennsylvania. That is right over the Commodore Barry Bridge.
Yes.
So it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's not far.
We have the whole Friday, Saturday, and Sunday rinks 3 and 4 locked up.
Right. Beautiful arena.
What are we going to do there? Because we're going to have a lot of events and things to do.
So we will be there all weekend, of course, with our shop and exclusive Summer Series merch. We'll have multiple vendors in the main lobby. We'll have drink tickets for every player, redeemable all weekend at their pub, which their pub is in between the 2 rinks that we will be at.
Yes.
We'll have a buffet, lunch, dinner, if you may, on Saturday.
Yep.
For all the players, we'll have dinner tickets. That you guys can redeem there. Timing, we're still working on the timing with the pub, but we'll get there. We'll have a family skate open to all players, and their families on Saturday. So this will be a family affair. Please bring everybody.
Yeah.
You charities, of course, will be there, set up with our 50-50 raffle, golf registration, putt-putt challenge. I'm also working on a hotel block for all the players. There are a couple hotels within a couple miles, 3 miles, I think. There's 2 hotels. We're going to be working with one of them to get a block, but it should be a fun-filled weekend.
Yeah. Certainly will be.
So calling out our listeners and current UHL teams. We have a lot of spots to fill. And so this is going to be our biggest tournament yet. So we have team registration. If you go over to uhlhockey.com/summer series, you can register your team, or you can register as a free agent player if you want to just play, and we can make several free agent teams depending on
free
who
agents
that.
as well.
So definitely get in there. We're going to have 3 tiers. So tier 1 will be our A division. We're going to hopefully have a high level tier 1 division. Tier 2 will be like Winter Series, where we do a B/C. So we should get plenty of teams for that. And then tier 3 will be over 40. So we're going to have D level, so we can get some of our higher end rusty teams, or we can put together an over 40 team if we have one. So we want to give that tier 3 over 40 D. Will be have the earlier games because old guys, you want to get a little early games in, and then it's going to be pretty.
So you'll drop that link down in the description as well. Go check out what you just said about the divisions, and the registration links will be there. Everything is free to register right now.
Yes. So register your team, register as a player. Make sure you get it in soon because we're trying to lock in these teams. We have 20 teams that we're going to be filling in. So we definitely got to fill it in. So June 20th through the 22nd, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Aston's awesome. It's got 4 rinks there. The pub is right in the middle of the 2 rinks. So we're going to be set up in the lobby, which is right at the pub. The pub's awesome.
Yeah.
Great food, great drinks. We have everything. We're going to have a ton of vendors set up. It's going to be sick.
It's like an actual bar setup, and then they have the party room behind it.
That's where we'll have our buffet.
Yeah, and like you said, it's right in between both rinks. You can see both clearly, which is pretty sick, of course. The Iceworks itself is it's 45 minutes from the Flyers Training Center, but I live over in Blackwood. It's 30 minutes away from me. I think there's like this misconception that it's far.
Yeah.
Which I actually thought it was too until I drove over there. It's literally right over the bridge. It's not that far away. So
my drive to Voorhees is 50 minutes. My drive to Aston is an hour.
Yeah.
So especially if you're coming up 55 or even down 295, you're just going to get right off on, I guess that's 322.
Yeah.
And then right over the Commodore Barry Bridge, and it's
not far at all.
A couple turns, take an exit.
I'm about to say it's an easy drive.
Yeah, like Terry said, we'll have the hotel block set up, but I imagine a lot of the guys will be driving back and forth in Saturday. We'll do that family skate during a bigger block, like in the middle of the games. So give your people a chance to
we're looking for like 12 o'clock, 12 to 2, and then we'll have the food after, so you can go for a nice skate, work up an appetite with your family.
Yes,
and then go eat.
Yes, big tournament. It's gonna be our best one yet.
Of course,
I'm excited.
Yes. Bigger and better.
Please go register your team. Reach out to me with any further questions. Top 4 of each division make the playoffs. Playoffs are on Sunday. We do the same format as we always do.
Yeah.
We'll have 1 game Friday night, and then we'll have 2 games on Saturday. Spread out pretty well because we have the ice is wide open.
Yeah.
Sunday for the finals, we're hoping to get some special stuff. Got a nice cool press box up there. We got to get our normal, announcers and stuff like that. Top 4. So we'll have semifinals on Sunday, followed by the finals.
Right.
So you'll be out of there. I think the latest finals game was like 3 o'clock or something like that. The earliest game's at noon.
Nice,
beautiful.
So I think that's over 40. Will be the nooner game for the finals. So 8 a.m. is usually the start time, but for Saturday and Sunday, but the game's spread out so far. So
I got you.
And then we'll have our media team there.
Of course, dude. Absolutely.
Videographer, photographer, we're gonna have everything.
It's UHL experience coming to Iceworks.
Special BVs coming, maybe.
Maybe Dusty Beaver comes out of hibernation.
We'll see.
Hibernating for years now.
Well, it's cold.
Since Summer Series last year.
Yeah. Also,
was he there?
When we did the promo. At least.
Yeah, when we did the promo, he wasn't even at the tournament.
Yes.
that was funny.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. Aston Iceworks, and a lot of our players in our league play at Iceworks right now.
Yeah.
So if you do play in that league, help spread the word, and
Get some teams in.
We'll get the like you said, the UHL experience coming to Iceworks in Aston, PA.
Yes, on June 20th. Again, June 20th to the
Unders
22nd. June 20th to the 22nd. Save the date.
Save the date. Yes.
STD.
I think we'll be able to get a couple free agent teams. So
100%.
Yeah, that'll be
if
fun.
not at minimum. So
Well, we already have we have some of our core teams and core free agents who'll be taking part. So
yeah, a few teams already in. So we're just gonna have to fill it out.
Yeah.
And we're ready to go. I'm excited.
go sign up for free right now.
Yes.
Alrighty. Now we'll get into the few comments that we had from last week. First, of course, Larry's Look Ahead now presented by our friends over at Beer League Warriors Apparel. Our proud partner with Beer League Warriors Apparel, who will likely be making an appearance at Summer Series. Specialist in the art of inspiring, helping you get up early, work out hard, and get stuff done. BLW Apparel combines high-quality fabric with humorous designs that adult hockey players connect with, so go ahead and be the sharpest dressed guy at the gym. And check them out at beerleaguewarriors.com and at Beer League Warriors Apparel on Instagram and let them know that we sent you. What do we got? What do we got as far as comments? Only a few this week, huh?
Yeah.
guys are
Chris
sleeping on
Magnan reaching out, saying that's a sweet ghost fridge.
It certainly is. Thank
beautiful.
you.
Thanks a lot, Chris.
Yeah.
Nate saying, had I checked my phone, I could have snuck into the All-Star
Yeah.
game. Do I outshine the
He
villain?
might have.
He would have.
We'll never know, though.
A little
know.
foreshadowing with the villain. And then Sean Hastings, the villain.
A villain, of course.
What's up?
He said, another great All-Star game, guys. Rusty spectators need to experience the excitement and play. Make sure that you have spares that bring gear next All-Star game, or I'll make it a quadrifecta this summer. And then he said, just to clear things up, I'm not the villain. I'm the hero, the final boss of the Rusty mini games. Frankie, just an NPC who didn't even show up. And then Nate commented, hashtag the villain.
The villain.
Sean's definitely the villain.
And then
Can't run from it.
I love it. Our favorite
Like the
burner,
anti-hero.
our favorite burner account said DeMarco is Robert Gronkowski.
Yeah,
I don't really know what that means.
I don't know what that
but
means either, but
It's funny.
because I don't know.
Made me laugh.
I don't know if it's like he's like the goofy entertainment, or is it like DeMarco just on his phone over there, just being like, I don't know.
Maybe he has a tight end. I don't know.
Oh,
Well, too much? Come on. Now.
so
Incredible.
So yeah, that's it.
Awesome. All right. Steve is going to link. Well, not Steve. We are going to link the. We're going to link the registration for Summer Series down below in the description. As always, yeah. What Jared just said.
Whatever he's doing.
And as always, check. We have other links down in the description to confirm your information so you don't miss out on openings, giveaways, announcements, expansion opportunities, all kinds of different stuff. Check those out in the description. Make sure to follow us on all socials. Subscribe here at UHL Hockey across the board. We have new videos coming out. ASG recap. Well, I'm sure we'll drop some teasers and promos around the Summer Series. Trying to revamp that YouTube channel a little bit. So
Yeah.
stay tuned here. Hit the subscribe button.
All right.
Beautiful.
Drop some comments too. What the hell? What happened, guys?
Yeah, come on, dudes.
All right, boys.
All right.
All we
good?
got.
I think we're good.
Love it.
Bye.
See ya.